Welcome to Hustle with Hennessy, the segment where we take a deep dive into the world of ambition, success, and the relentless chase of greatness. Today, I'm sitting down with someone who defines what it means to hustle and win. We've had the opportunity to share some of the same stages together, speak in the same rooms together.
Yeah.
John Johnson isn't just a communication specialist or a CEO. He's a voice for the unseen, the unheard, and the underestimated. From mentoring the youth in Brooklyn to crafting communication strategies for global impact, John's story is proof that success isn't just about talent. It's about grit, heart, and vision. John, welcome to Hustle with Hennessy. How you doing today, my bro?
Yo, excellent, bro. I'm blessed, man.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming. I know we've been talking about this for a little minute now.
Word.
We actually met at a speaking engagement. It was like a career day type of thing.
Yeah.
At a school in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And they had us come by, kind of drop some gems for the students.
Yeah.
But after that event, they had like a little networking session in the kitchen where we kind of got to meet some like-minded individuals. And instantly from when we first met, I was like, I got to connect with this guy after, just because I saw the way that you kind of took over the room when you were speaking. And there's a lot of things that I saw that you were doing where I was like, I could learn a lot from you. So I think like a week after, we set up a call and I was like, yo, I got to get you on the platform.
Word.
And at the time, the platform wasn't even a thing yet. It was just an idea. So to see it all kind of come to life and come to fruition is it's really dope that we're here in the flesh right now.
100, bro, 100.
So today, what we're gonna talk about, and I kind of curated this episode specifically for you, but mainly for us, because I think that I can speak and drop some gems on this topic, but just looking at your content and some of the ways that you move, I know for a fact you have some gems that you're gonna drop today.
Much love,
so
bro.
make sure you watch the full video, because by the end of it,
Yeah.
I promise we're gonna hit you guys with some stuff that you can take away.
Yeah.
And hopefully, make your life a little bit easier and help you reach your goals. So
Absolutely.
Today, let's talk about the 4 P's of success. But before we get into what the 4 P's are, let's just talk about success in general. So success looks different to every single person. It looks different to me.
Yeah.
It looks different to you. It looks different to the people in this room right now.
Right.
But the one common goal with success is that anytime you're trying to achieve something, you should always be shooting for the stars and reaching for the top level of that, right? So let's start with pressure. And pressure is something that we all deal with, but I think it's different for each person. Some people are dealing with pressure from a sense of financially, where they might not be able to pay their medical bills.
Right.
They might be dealing with it in a relationship standpoint, or they might be dealing with it in their career.
That part.
But I think the biggest pressure in life is the pressure that we put on ourselves. The pressure to be great, the pressure to succeed,
Yes, sir.
the pressure to beat a goal that you might have set that you've been struggling with. Sometimes that pressure is what takes most people out.
Yeah.
You put so much pressure on yourself that you might become stagnant. You might just say, you know what, I'm not even gonna do it anymore. And you turn around and just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Right? So I kind of wanna peel back some layers on your life and have you kind of share with the audience sometime that maybe you've dealt with pressure, or that you've had so much pressure that the pipes almost cracked. Whatever it might be, just give us some gems on some pressure that you've dealt with and how you've overcome it.
Yeah, nah, for sure, bro, for sure. And before I gotta just make sure I salute, man. Like, salute to you, fam. Like, I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm proud of you. Like, just hearing you speak, and seeing, like you said, like, actualizing the vision from when we first spoke. It was a brief moment, and it was like, here we are, like almost a year later, and we really did what we said we was gonna do. And so I think this even connection is a testament to, like, where relationships can go and how important it is, how you show up. I didn't even know you caught it like that and connected. So it's really, an honor to be here, and I think it's beautiful, bro. So, salute, bro. You know what I'm saying? Proud of you, Cream.
Thank you for coming.
Let's get it. Absolutely, bro. It's an honor to be here, man. Thank y'all for having me. So, yeah, man, let's get into it. Definitely stay tuned. Like Henny said, man, we got some gems for you. Stay tuned. It's about to be a good one, man. I'm telling you right now. So, off the rip, let's get it. I'm excited. So, pressure, man, where do I start? That's like every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's every day. I feel like I was born with pressure. Like, word. But, it reminds me of a scripture, man. It's like, God didn't give us a spirit of fear. Like, he didn't give us a spirit of fear. He gave us a spirit of power, love, sound mind, you know what I mean? And let me just give a disclaimer, like, I'm gonna be dropping some scriptures because lately I've been trying to get more in my word, but I do not want viewers to feel like I'm just like, I have it all together. You know what I mean? I'm seeing that from some of my audience, like, yo, oh my God, I gotta get it. Like, nah, start where you are.
Yep.
And if we talking about pressure, that could be some of the pressure that you face. Like, you thinking you gotta be something and you gotta be at a certain level and you gotta make it to the, like, yo, start where you are. Exactly. You know what I mean? And definitely don't box anybody else in because of what you see. Because really, y'all don't know kind of what's behind the verses. And that's why I love platforms like this, bro, because truly it's an honor. Because I get to show my audience and your audience, right, like who's behind the motivational posts and the videos.
Exactly.
And, you know what I mean? Like, yes, I'm mentoring, yes, I'm giving back, but it's a lot that go into it. I got struggling moments too. You know what I mean?
sure.
And so, yeah, man, that scripture is one that kind of helps me center back to like, okay, cool, hold on. That anxiety might be coming from somewhere else. You know what I mean? That might be coming. That's not from Most High.
It might be deeper rooted.
Come on, I need to move with Most High. You know what I mean? That's when we in our clearest mind, our clearest judgment is when we calm, when we move with love, intention. You know what I mean? Empathy. Yep. And so that's what I kind of try to move with and teach, man. But to your question, bro, like, man, I want to start, you know, a little back, right? To bring us up to where I am today. As you know, we connected on the entrepreneurial spirit, like you said, you know. But before that, I graduated. But college, man, I graduated college. I'll take y'all to a moment here because it comes to mind, right, when we think about pressure. And I graduated at the top of my game. Like, you know, I was telling you, bro, like I'm, you know, I was at the mountaintop moment, right? Like I ran on campus, involved, you know what I'm saying? I was doing my thing, right? And shout out to everybody at Sage. Like it was a small school, but we did our thing. Those who know, if you know, you know, right? Yeah. And I just felt like I was doing all the right things, making connections. I wasn't the best in the classroom, but I was just trying to really just utilize what I had. I was trying to maximize my experience, right? Kid from Brooklyn, got a 4-year scholarship. I'm like, yo, I feel like this could be my ticket. I'm gonna take my time and use it wisely. And I graduated and boom, here comes COVID. Now we know that changed the world in general.
Absolutely.
For more reasons than one. But especially imagine a new grad, you know what I mean? Like it was like looking for work. Positions was virtually impossible. Like it was just like so much stress, uncertainty, confusion. You like, yo, I got the degree.
Work that hard.
You know, and so it's that classic story, but kind of like times 10 with COVID. And so like, yeah, man, just graduating, like it really made me go from a mountaintop moment to like a low, you know, like a really like a low, deep valley. Like, whoa, hold on. And man, I stayed on a friend's couch for 8 months, you know, like long story short, like I really had to, I felt like I hit a wall and it was like a wake up call. Like it was like a reality check. Yeah. My pride was attacked, bro. Cause I'm like, hold on, I did everything right. I'm the man. Like, and real world was like, who you? You know what I'm saying? Like, welcome to the real world. And it was tough, man, because I felt my connections wasn't lining up. They wasn't showing up for me. It was all kind of things. But, you know, truthfully, I got to give God the credit, man. I was able to kind of really just circle back, and it wasn't easy. My mom told me one thing, shout out Mama Love, shout out Mama Love, shout out Mama Love. She told me, you know, she said, yo, you want to inspire people and you want to be a change and stuff, but you don't want to go through nothing. How you want to inspire people and you don't want to go through nothing? She's like, I'm not going to listen to you. True story. She talking to me on the phone. I'm looking at the wall in the dorm that I'm staying at because I graduated, so I was staying with a friend. All my stuff in the living room. Just picture that. You in the dorm, you supposed to be, I'm ducking the little property managers and all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, I'm not supposed to be here. But I'm trusting and I'm like, yo, God, you got to work this out. And I'm frustrated. And she humbled me in that moment to say, yo, take advantage of what you have. You still got your job at the restaurant. Right? Take advantage of that. Some people don't got work, and better is gonna be coming, right? Better is coming. Weeping may endure for the night, but joy is coming in the morning, you know what I mean? And so my mom was a huge part of instilling in me like hope. I think hope is a huge part, bro, of how we gonna get through pressure, faith. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, man, I also think of this quote, and I'll pause for a second, but you know, that boiling water, man, boiling water, the same boiling water that is gonna soften the potato, right? It hardens the egg, you know what I mean? Or I might have said it backwards, but you know what I mean? That same boiling water though, right? That's dangerous and scorching. Yeah. My point is that it can activate the tea bag. You know what I mean? Like you need, like the tea bag need that boiling water for the nutrients and the beauty to come out, you know what I mean? So just changing your perspective on it, right? And how you view pressure. But it's easier said than done. A lot of this is just experience that I'm able to look back, but I can't wait to walk y'all through some current pressures so y'all know that we not just out here like
definitely
capping, like it's real, it's real life. It's crazy. Today, right now, as y'all watching this, I'm going through some crazy stuff, even in my time. So yeah, bro, that's a little bit of what I think about, you know what I'm saying, the pressure. Yeah.
And I think what you just said at the end is that the pressure is never gonna stop. I think that in life, the more you rise, the more pressure there is. It's never gonna go away. It's never gonna go away. But I think that you need to be ready for the pressure to come.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna come.
Yeah.
Right? It's gonna come.
That's
and
good.
I think about, you know, my life.
That's good.
And I'm still under pressure today. I'm under pressure now. Come on. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Coming here, Dre will tell y'all, I was a little bit shook. Just to like, I'm still got like the pregame jitters and stuff.
Okay,
you know,
got you, bro.
But we're overcoming that pressure.
Yeah, killing it. Everything look great.
Y'all, we're doing it.
Let's get it. Come on.
But when I look back at my life, man, you know, one of the most pressured times I ever felt was when I first moved to Tampa, Florida from Connecticut. When I moved there, I had a small savings account. When I say small, maybe like 2,000 savings. But my first job I had was a sales job. I was never in sales. I was pretty bad at sales.
Gotcha, okay.
I was making $250 a week.
Okay.
Not very much money.
Yeah, that's
Not very much money. So I was feeling two types of pressure. The first type of pressure was a financial bind. Number one, I really can't do anything. I got a little bit of gas to get where I got to get.
Word.
I got this little money saved to pay rent.
right.
So that's one piece. The next piece, I felt pressure because I was like, I'm in a new city, but I can't even afford to go hang out and meet new people because I don't have the funds. And then the biggest pressure was the pressure I put on myself. And I'm grateful I put that pressure on myself because we wouldn't be speaking here right now.
Wow.
I didn't do that.
Wow, okay.
If I didn't do that.
Gotcha.
So that's why I'm saying, like, most of the time, the most pressure we receive is the pressure we're putting on ourselves. And that could be a good thing. It just depends on mentally how you're speaking to yourself through that pressure.
Yeah.
Because you could tear yourself down very fast.
Right.
Very fast.
Right. Amen to that, bro. What you do with the pressure. Yeah. That's not what you do, it's how you do it. That's real. Yeah.
All right. So now let's get into the second P. So we touched the first P, pressure. The second P is persistence.
Pause.
Pause. But P for pause also.
That's for the viewers. We know. We here with it. You know what I'm saying?
here.
For the viewers, we know somebody gonna try to catch us.
You got to preface it though.
Right.
Another P.
Right.
But, let's talk about the second P, persistence. Right?
Yo, yeah.
So when you start feeling that pressure, you do have to persist. And what persistence means is pushing forward no matter what is happening, right? When you persist, you actually have to build a skill. I like to call it having that dog in you. You got to have that grit in you, right? And the funniest thing about persistence that I've noticed firsthand, you don't have to be the most talented. You don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to be the fastest. A lot of the times it's who stays in the game the longest. It's about longevity.
Persist.
Who stays in the game the longest?
Yeah.
That's how you really persist.
Yeah.
And I just look at my track record. I'm sure you can think about your track record a little bit and just kind of think of the times where you've had to persist.
Yeah.
But when we talk about persistence,
Yeah.
I have a couple questions about that for you specifically. But the first one I want to ask is,
For sure.
when it comes to persistence,
Yeah.
do you think that is a skill that is taught? Is it a skill that you're born with? What do you think about that when it comes to persistence?
Persistence.
You can speak from your experience with it. If
That's a
maybe
good-
you can were you taught it, or is it just something you kind of learned over time?
For sure, yeah. So I'm thinking about persistence and perseverance, man, because I thought it was interesting when I thought about those two. I'm like, yo, what's the difference? They real similar and they used in the same fashion. So I'm excited to kind of get into that too. So, persistence. What I noticed was like persistence, like you said, was just kind of going through things. And I don't know if it's okay we touch on perseverance or not quite yet, right?
We'll get to that.
Get to that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So persistence, right? Just getting through it. I think that can be taught, right? But I think ultimately it's gonna be something in you that you gotta want it. You know what I mean? I can't want it for you. So like as I talk with my young kids and my young, scholars, my young kings, it's like, yo, like I don't know what your story is. You know what I mean? Like I don't know where you coming from. I don't know what this mean for you, but I could tell you what this mean for me. Yeah. And so I'm sharing my story so that you find power in your own. Like you do have to find power. You have to find it.
Yeah.
Right. So my mom could have told me her story all she wanted. Right. But coming from Trinidad, right, as an immigrant to this country, navigating this country, building her family, like at some point it was up to me to take that baton and say, okay, boom, who are you gonna be, John?
Exactly.
Like yeah, like who you gonna be? You know what I mean? Like how will you persist based on what I told you? Like I persisted, but how will you persist? And then not only persist but overcome, right? And so I do think that some of it can be taught. My mom showed me that and showed me the value of like, yo, this is the power where this can get you to. But at a certain point, it's like, all right, you kind of have to. So I think it's like a mix, but I really think I might even go so far to say like it's like a 60-40, like 40 being you could get taught.
Yeah.
And 60 of that bad boy got to be you. Like majority of it gonna have to be you persistent.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Because you have some people out here they never taught, but life has taught them. But they still had to kind of, you know what I mean? So yeah. I don't want to put it to like, oh, you could get taught and for sure, but I always want to put it back on you as what you take from your life and how you kind of push past. You know what I mean?
I can agree with that. It's like if someone gives you a blueprint. Yeah, here's a blueprint. You still got to execute it.
For sure.
So I'm just like,
for sure.
You got to live that out.
You got to run the race. Yeah.
And it's kind of similar to like I'm the most into fitness now than I've ever been in my entire life. But when I started going to the gym, the first week I didn't see any results. Second week, definitely didn't see results. Even week 4, 5, 6, I wasn't seeing much results. But like by the 8th week, that's when I saw the results. But if I didn't put in those daily deposits, if I didn't continuously go, even though I wasn't seeing results, I wouldn't be where I'm at physically, because I would have given up. And I think that's the best example of persistence, is putting in the work even though the results might not show today. They might show 30, 60, 90 days from now. But I think that's one of the biggest things with persistence.
For sure.
When you're speaking to these kids and you see them consistently struggling maybe, or they're getting stumped over the same thing, what is your advice to them on either how to persist or how to be persistent, or why they should continue to persist?
Yeah, my advice, bro, is always gonna be keep trying. Now, I'm going to always pull to the root though, right? Like, why are you doing what you're doing? So we talk a lot about our why, so we digging deep. My work is a lot of self-reflection, and that's kind of like what we're trying to inspire the kids to do, and it's something that I've had to kind of and continue to do now by myself. So I just want to shout out Coach Love real quick. Coach Love, shout out Coach Love, my hard work coach. You know, she basically, like, honestly, I almost want to call her my therapist, you know, but we recently started sessions and stuff like that, and she's somebody who's really been like really just challenging me to like look within, like, nah, like hold that mirror up. Like, you helping people, all of that is cool. You showing up for family, friends, but like, who's helping you? Like, are you helping you? And what are you doing for you? Like, she continues to turn it back, even when I want to be like, hold on, but I serve and I give. I feel like I got a good heart. Okay, nobody's saying that, but don't just be a gentleman. She told me to be a gentleman. Don't just be the one word gentleman. Be a gentle man. Like, be gentle with yourself. You putting pressure on yourself. You know what I mean? By trying to give out and, you know, expecting and always trying to, you know, do things that may not be connected with your why. And so this is the approach I'm looking at with our students. Like, hold on, why are you doing this? Because then maybe we could figure out where some of that frustration is coming from, you know? And then we talk a lot about perspective, man. You know, Inky, man, shout out Inky. Inky Johnson, he say perspective drive performance. You know what I'm saying? How you view what you do will always affect how you do what you do. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I always lean on, because if you don't view it as important, it's going to be something that you're not going to take serious, right? So if I'm working with young athletes, it's kind of like, okay, why are you playing? How many of us want to go pro? I know you're in high school. I know it's probably just but even that, like, what you doing this for? Is it a hobby? Is it? And so let's pull from that, because it's going to be hard when you kind of come up against challenges, you know? So that would be kind of my advice. Look at your why, explore, you know, do an inventory on why you're doing it. And where did this come from for you? And then let's attack that, you know, if it's, you know, valuable to you, let's attack it accordingly. Now, if it's not, well, then boom, it's a win-win. Then we get some clarity on maybe we got to pivot. You see what I'm saying? So
you get quicker, you can that much quicker get to the next thing that might make sense.
Some of these kids need light bulbs turned on, man. I ain't gonna lie, like they, you know, and we did, you know what I mean? When we was younger persons, even now sometimes, but you know, it's just that they don't all the time have somebody. So we here to kind of help that light bulb, like, hold on, you might need some clarity in order for you to persist, because you might have been thinking you should be doing this whole time. That's not even you. And I'm living proof of that. You know, I was doing a couple things high school that almost got me kicked out. That wasn't my thing. You know what I mean? I almost ain't graduate.
Right, man, get into too much. That was college, Get into it too much, but some of the people watching, y'all definitely know what I'm talking about.
Come on, real life. Words.
So I like the perspective thing you said, though, because that is very true. Like you mentioned, I guess from an athlete perspective, because you were just talking about it. There are some days, I was a college athlete also, there are some days where like I didn't want to get up for yoga at 5, or I didn't want to have to like have a 2.5 hour practice session, or travel 6 hours in the bus and come back. But when I flipped my thinking, I didn't have to do that. I got to do that.
Come on, I like that.
I didn't have to do that. I got to do that.
Come on.
That's where I looked at it from a gratitude standpoint.
For sure.
And I think that also can kind of help a little bit too. That can help you persist. But I kind of run it back just to what you were saying about it's perception.
I like that.
A lot of the time, it's how are you perceiving this?
Yeah. What'd you play, bro, by the way?
I was a lacrosse player.
Lacrosse, okay.
I played football, basketball, and lacrosse in high school.
Let's go.
But my best sport was lacrosse, and what got me into college. I didn't have the best.
Okay, come on. That's
what got me.
Use your skills how you come on. That's what we talking about, though. That you had your perspective, you know, and it drove your performance. And look where you at now. You feel me? And that's what we teaching. Like your path might not be linear. It's definitely not gonna be linear. I know mine wasn't. You know, like I had this whole plan. I mean, I'd have never thought I had to go upstate for college. Left my mom, family. That was the first time I was that far away. Stayed out there all these years. I'm like, whoa, this is wild. But you know, that perspective, you know, it's how you view what you're doing. So shout out to that, bro. That's fire. Sure. That's fire. What's our athlete in the building?
Hey.
Okay.
Hey.
Check him out.
All right, so at the third P, we've gone over pressure, We've gone over persistence.
Yeah.
Now we're at perseverance, which is a bit similar to persistence. But when I think about perseverance, I'm thinking of it as I'm going to get through this no matter what obstacle, no matter what cards I'm dealt, no matter who's telling me no, I'm gonna persevere and get this done.
Come on.
Right?
Come on.
And you almost kind of got to become like a Mr. or Mrs. Get It Done. That's kind of how you got to think about yourself. Like, I don't care what's happening. I don't care who says I'm not doing this. I'm walking through that door and I'm going to shine.
Yeah.
That's kind of the same thing with that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, you know, when it comes to my life and I think a little bit about perseverance, it's all correlating to this whole episode.
Yeah.
This is stuff that I still deal with today. All the P's I still deal with today. Like, there's some stuff that I dealt with this week during my work
Talk about
day,
it.
during the work week.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
I had to persevere, but I'm here.
Talk about it. Come on.
I'm
Come
here.
on.
We
Come on.
persevered through that thing. So, hey, we made it happen. But the biggest thing with perseverance, I think, is that muscle you build up here, that mental toughness.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I've said this a lot on different platforms. I've said this a lot just on podcasts, but you have to become you have to become comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes, sir.
have to become comfortable being uncomfortable. And I think once you develop that mental toughness,
Yeah.
it makes a lot of these obstacles a bit easier. No obstacle's ever necessarily easy, but it makes it a little bit easier because you're like, oh, I've overcome that.
Right.
And then you hit the next challenge. Oh, I overcame that.
Right.
And then each obstacle becomes a little bit easier. But if you want to open up a little bit about like perseverance, what it means to you, your experience with it,
Word.
the floor is yours, my guy.
For sure, bro. Yo, that was eloquently said, bro. Eloquently said, man. I don't got too much more to add, but I mean, you know, perseverance, man. Perseverance. When I kind of think about it, and I was reading up on it a little bit, like, you know, perseverance and persistence, because I was like, oh, this is great. You know, we talk a lot about that too. Persevere in our programs, but what I found was like the only difference, the slight difference, right, the subtle difference, which is actually important, is that you overcome, like you said, right? Like that mental toughness, that resilience, right? Yeah. So you could persist, but you might not persevere. You cannot persevere without persisting. Persevere has to include persistence. There's no way you're gonna overcome without, you would have had to keep going on something, but you can persist and you might not make it, right?
Yep.
So boom, it's like the tortoise and the hare, simple story, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, the hare was persistent, right? And he thought he was Gucci. He started sleeping. Okay, I'm Gucci, you know what I'm saying? And what happened? The tortoise, classic story, right? Came around at his pace, chilling, I'm persistent, but then boom, I crossed the line. There's a difference to when we cross that line.
Absolutely.
There's a difference when you hit that goal. There's a difference when you get accepted to college on a scholarship. You know what I'm saying? We crossed that line. And so when I think about that, man, that's so impactful, bro. That's so impactful. Like I think about persisting, got me, you know, got me to, right, okay, so persistent got me on the list to not graduate in high school, right? I was showing up to school, I was doing my thing, but I wasn't, like I was cutting class.
Exactly.
But persevering got me my first college graduate degree to become a first generation college graduate in my family, right? So persisting kept me at work in higher ed for 2 years while I worked student affairs, but persevering allowed me to overcome burnout. Take that leap, you get what I'm saying? Like, and it pushed me to that leap, but persevering allowed me to like jump off, right? Because there's a difference between something pushing you off the ledge and then hold on, I'm gonna take this educated risk. I'm gonna still jump, but I didn't get pushed. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm deciding to persevere. I don't care what this take, but like I'm gonna build and believe that like greater is he that's in me. Like what's on the other end of this thing is gonna be worth like my sanity. You know what I mean? Like like this profit is not greater than my purpose. You know what I mean? Like this pain is not greater than my purpose. Like this pleasure, like some of us gotta cut things off, you know what I mean, in order to persevere. You persistent, I give it to you, persistent, but you're not persevering, and you know yourself, like just check yourself, you know what I mean? So I think we've all been there, man. I'm there right now in some ways, but in other ways, I know that I've overcome, and I think that's the key difference, bro. And so yeah, man, that joint is real. It just remind me of one more scripture too, if I could, man.
Of course.
It's like consider it pure joy when you face trials of many kinds, right? That the testing of your faith will produce perseverance. And that's in the word. Another scripture says patience, which is interesting. The same verse, but it comes out as patience. And so it made me think like patience gotta be inside of perseverance. It's almost like that. That's like a little bonus that we gotta add today. You know what I'm saying? You know, cause like patience, low key a lot of times is within perseverance. Would you say? Yeah. Like patience, to be patient, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, that's something I would, you know what I'm saying? That's dope though. I love that you had those in the persistent perseverance. They go hand in hand, but it's a slight difference.
I just thought of something when thinking of that word, persistent.
Yeah,
I think it makes sense. I hope this comes across correct.
let's get it.
So persistent, the word that's in that is insist, right? So I think the difference with persistence and perseverance, you insist that you're going to get it done no matter what. You're insisting that you are going to get it done no matter what. Whereas persistence, you're kind of just, you're doing it. You might not be seeing results, but you're doing it. Persistent.
Yeah.
But I think when you persevere, you insist that no matter what obstacle you're being dealt, you're gonna get it done.
Off the rip.
And I think that kind of, at least in my head, it makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah, nah, that hit, bro. That hit. Yeah, man. I'm just inspired, bro. I'm inspired by the story. You can think about so much people like that. You know what I mean? So much people that we look up to, like persistence, perseverance. Like last one, my hero, my mom, I mentioned her like persisting, you know, got her to this country and everything like that. But perseverance allowed her to stay
Overcoming
and build
trials and
my other 7 siblings, important to us from what she did not have. My mom ain't grow up with no parents. She came in as an immigrant, navigating this country. You know what I mean? All the ins and outs of like, how you even do that?
That's to her, man. My parents did the same thing.
Off the rip word?
Yeah,
Okay. Shout out Pops. I watched that episode too. Yo, y'all look just alike. I ain't gonna lie. That's what's up.
Let him hear that though. He gonna eat that up.
I saw that joint. He was talking about success. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out Pops. That's what's up. So, yeah, man.
When it comes to overcoming trials and tribulations or overcoming some serious obstacle, how do you stay grounded in your why?
That's like, that's like the key to life, right? I feel like we all knew, you know, but it's different for everyone, bro. So I love that question, man. In a short word, God. You know what I mean? God, Most High, Lord Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? Prayer. Right, I know we coming up on that, so I won't go too deep, but prayer is huge. And I mentioned earlier, Coach Love. Shout out Coach Love. Like I seek counsel, you know, lately, and it's something that, man, it took me a while. It took me over a year. Like I signed up for a platform. I'm just doing a bunch of shout outs at this point, but shout out Express Yourself Black Men. You know what I mean? Like that's a platform for Black men, made by Black men, right? Yeah. And that was a platform I signed on. You know, you could go check them out. I won't go too deep, but they provide a lot of resources for us, right? And I signed on particularly for mental health support. And do you know that I signed on, bro, and it took me like a year and some change, I don't even know now, probably like a year and a half, almost 2 to access what I actually signed up. So let me make it clear. I was in the platform, paying a subscription, my hard-earned money, and was not utilizing what I paid for. A lot of us probably are there in many ways, you know what I mean? Like just not maximizing my situation. And it took me a while, and I realized like it was fair. It was busyness and all this kind of stuff, but I ended up having to like take that leap and like, yo, I need to reach out because I got to a breaking point. Like, yo, like I need to stay grounded. Things just feel like they're going everywhere, you know? And so particularly the first 2 years of business, man, from scratch, from the ground up, soup to nuts, I ain't never seen nothing like this. Like I ain't want entrepreneurship. You know what I'm saying? Like I stumbled into this joint, and shout out my upbringing. I feel like we've been handling business, you know what I mean? Like how we handled the house and how mom expected much of us. And like we've been taking care of responsibility, but as far as like professional work full time, yo, let me tell you something. You want to be your own boss, bro, and entrepreneur, all that stuff is cute and sound great, but I hope you're ready to work. Yeah. Like I just hope you're ready to be accountable because it's your own schedule. It's you committing, like literally to be here today, bro. I have to say this, man. Like I can't, I told you off camera, right? Like I woke up at 4 a.m.
Yeah, you had a day, bro.
My bad. The bus to come here was 4 a.m. I woke up at 2:30 to get ready for that. You get what I mean? Yeah. Coming from 3 hours down. So I don't say all that to be all, you know, struggle-namas and all of that, but I'm just trying to show you like the level of commitment and what it takes to kind of stay grounded, because like prayer and counsel has helped me to view this as like, to really circle everything we saying as like, yo, it's worth it. Perspective, you know what I mean? Perspective and how we viewing it. And really just having hope to persevere, but you know, seeking counsel, prayer, and being open about what I'm going through. People don't know what they don't know. So if you never say anything, it's kind of like people look, especially in my experience, people have, oh, John's great. Yeah. Man, you working with the kid. Yo, you doing it, fam. Yo, like, why? Especially, I go back to the hood and sometimes I see some of the same people standing in the same corners, saw me grow up there. Yo, shorty, yo. Man, that's how you do it, man. Don't stay up there. Don't come back. This is our mentality. Yeah. And it's kind of like, yo, I didn't really make it to a level. Like, I get it, but like, bro, you know, and also what you got going on? Like, let's build passions together. You know what I mean? Because each one, like, we need more. We need community. Like, you know, so that type of stuff, man, it'd be pressure sometimes, but it's important to kind of stay prayed up, disconnect, and really evaluate kind of what you're doing, why you're doing it, and make those necessary like changes and choose yourself, man. So I'm gonna stop it there, but that's kind of where I can't wait to, I think I'm gonna end with that, because that's a big one. Choosing yourself has been this season for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bet. Bet. And what are some of your whys? If you don't mind sharing with us.
For sure. Some of my whys. That's good, man. My why, family.
Okay.
Definitely God is deeper for me. I feel like, why I just feel like is a plan for my life. I feel like being obedient to a call. I'm answering a call. So for me, the why is like, somebody like, yo, what's your why? It's like, hold on, this is a call. It's not even about me. Like at certain times, this joint pull me, and I be tight. I'll be like, I don't want this. You're like, I kind of just want to chill. A lot of my life has been work oriented, man. Like anybody who know me knows, like, and shout out my big sis. She raised me. I feel like she could relate to a lot of this, and even probably some more, because she was older than me, right? And she saw all of us. But for me, I was the older brother, right? Like I was the man in the house.
Yeah.
I was a husband at times. I was a father. I was like, man, it's crazy. And so it's like, man, when I think about bigger than that, I'm like, I gotta find a deeper root. Like I gotta be bigger than these roles. You gotta find yourself outside of all that, like the pressure. So my why would be family, answering the call, and just also a want, like a desire for a healthy future. I feel like I've seen like pain, and I've seen what hard work and good people who don't align with, what I mean? Like I grew up seeing hard work and people complain in the elevator going up. We all tight. Like as a young kid, I'm seeing the most nicest people in the hood, everybody tight, talking about their work shifts. Man, I gotta wake up tomorrow. And it's like this crazy hamster wheel of like, yo, how did this happen? And so when I'm thinking about what I'm doing, I'm like, bro, it gotta be another way. Like, you know what I'm saying? I need more of us. I don't just need me. I don't want no unicorns, no hero ball, like in sports. It's the best win when the team wins.
Yeah.
Like, cool if Hennessy go off for 30, like, that's fire. But like, what if we all win?
Exactly. And Hennessy going off for 30 only brings me up. It doesn't bring up everyone else around me. If we could all drop 10, whatever it might be, that's just from a sport analogy perspective.
Yeah.
But I'm actually learning a lot about you today, obviously more than what I knew, but we have incredibly similar backgrounds.
Really? Okay.
So like my older sister, she's like 9 years older than me. She kind of was like, I consider her like my second mom, my guardian, also my best friend. But like a lot of the times, like when my parents were at work, it was her job to make sure that I got picked up after school. Her job to make sure that I got to some of my sports practices. So like, she could probably speak on this a lot better than I can, because she saw this firsthand. I was the youngest in the house, so like, my upbringing was a little bit different than hers.
Got you. Yeah.
But when we talk about whys, again, mine are pretty similar too. Like, I've come to realize that pretty much everything I do is bigger than me. It's not necessarily about me. Like I have the biggest goals and dreams to be able to support my fam, my friends, and just really make sure that they can enjoy they can reap the benefits of what I'm doing. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, if they're doing that, what do you think I'm gonna do? I'm definitely reaping the benefits that they can also. So that's really my main why. That's kind of what gets me up every day. That's what keeps me going, because if I was relying solely on me, bro, I would have been folded multiple times by now. But when you step back and realize like, yo, this is actually way bigger than me.
I felt that shit.
Way bigger than me. I got people that are looking up to me. I got people who are depending on me. So like, who am I to say I don't feel like doing it today? Or like, I'm just, I'm gonna give up on that.
Yeah. And if I could add that last one too, bro, I'm thinking of my coach. I know she'd be happy to hear this. Coach Love, look, this one for you, especially as of late. I'm doing this for me, bro. For me, a lot of times early on, I noticed I was pulling out roles and stuff. I'm doing this, and my sister caught me on this too. Mika, shout out Mika. She like, yo, like I get it, but do it for you. I get that you want to go up there every time, mom and sister. Like I get it, but like do it for you. And she recognized that pressure early on, and I didn't make the switch until recently. But I'm getting there to where I'm working with coach to like, yo, like you deserve better. That's it, full stop.
For sure.
You deserve it because you deserve it. Yeah. You're entitled to that. You're entitled to your health and well-being and peace.
I agree.
Protect it.
I agree. And so even deeper into what you're saying, like, you can go ahead and pour into everyone's cups, but if your cup isn't full, you got nothing to pour into.
Come on, bro. That you just hit the nail.
That's really essentially what you just said in a nutshell.
That's where I'm at right now.
You could give, but you're gonna burn out.
Come on.
When you burn out, everyone's gonna feel the impacts because they're used to what you were doing, pouring into their cups. So it's definitely very important to stay in tune with yourself, but not burn yourself out.
Amen, bro. Yeah, you summed it up. You hit that on the nail.
For sure.
On the nail.
All right, so we've made it to the fourth and final P. And this is arguably the most important P, prayer, right? So the 4 Ps, let me just kind of run you guys back to what we've done so far. Pressure, persistence, perseverance.
Yeah.
And again, this last one here is prayer.
Yeah.
You cannot do it alone. You cannot do it alone. So there's going to be a lot of times in life where you are going to have to lean on him. There's going to be a lot of times where you're going to have to set a routine every single day to make sure that you do spend some time with him. But also, let's make this two-part, not necessarily just prayer. I'm gonna say prayer / meditation.
Okay.
Just because from my daily routine, I do both every single morning when I wake up.
Oh, word. Okay.
I do both every single morning when I wake up.
How long and like how you feel? Like,
yeah, so typically it's like a solid 20 to 25 minutes.
Okay. That's good.
I got my little meditation music and stuff to get me in Zen.
Yeah, got to.
But I do that for two reasons. So the prayer thing is to take the weight off my shoulders on certain things, kind of leave it to him, because there's a lot of stuff that I can't control that I be trying to control, and that just makes me spiral.
Yes.
So that's number one.
Yeah.
And then the meditation piece is for me to really set the intention for the day and know, what am I doing this for? What am I trying to get out of today?
That's good.
And I think with me starting my day like that,
Yeah.
obviously some days are really hard, some days are easier, but I feel like I feel protected a little bit better when I leave the house. I don't feel like I'm just raw dogging the day, just walking out the house. Like,
Man.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But I'd love to hear you kind of jump into this fourth P. I was really excited to get to this one with you, so let her rip, my bro.
Word. Sure, bro. Sure. Shout out to that, man. Prayer and meditation. That's big, bro. We don't often find like us, people, I think black men in general, taking a deep breath and really like outlining their day. Like, hold on, before I hit the ground running, and there's not enough time in the day, and you counting the hours instead of making the hours count. Like, There's all kind of things that go in. I know I'm super guilty of that. Entrepreneurship, especially when you in your passion. I'm working 8, 12, 14-hour shifts sometimes. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in my passion, so it's good. And you start compromising your rules and your health, you know what I'm saying? Missing lunches, you know what I'm saying? And suddenly it's okay because I'm pursuing my purpose. Like, that's crazy and that's problematic. And I was a victim of that. And so still sometimes I see flashes of it, but yeah, man, prayer is everything. I definitely fell off probably over the last year or so. Like, I would do my little 1-2, and I'm always talking to God though, right? I'm always discerning and making sure, hey, like, is this good? I'm alignment, but to really sit down and pray, not like how I used to. And so I got back recently, man. And so that has been cool. I think the toughest thing sometimes is God not like us to where you could hear me and you speaking right now. Like, it'd be like, you with me? Like, I ain't gonna lie, especially a lot of times in this entrepreneurship journey, I'm like, bro, we supposed to be doing this? Like, what's up? Like, did I make a wrong move? And so, man, prayer. But it makes me think too, it's funny, those questions a lot of time come up when you facing what we talked about earlier, prayer, issues of persistence, should I keep going? And it makes me think of, this other scripture, which is one of my favorite, 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 16. I share this all the time, but it say to rejoice always, pray continuously, right? And in everything, give thanks. In all circumstances, bro, that's powerful to me. Like, I was riding the train on the way here. I'm looking at dudes, they getting light on the train regular. That's normal. We grow up it's like they like regular, like that's part of your subway ride, right? And I'm looking and I'm like, yo, something special about that. And I was just in the zone of our convo today. I'm like, yo, can't wait for this experience with Henny. Like, let me see how it's gonna go. And I thought to something, like, God downloaded something on my heart, bro. It was like, yo, for a lot of these dudes, they rejoicing, bro.
Definitely.
They rejoicing through their pressure. Holding a hat out with a bucket, asking us for a little change. Like, that ain't gonna really pay no bills or whatever, but what? I'm going to rejoice in every circumstance. Rejoice always. And everything, give thanks. Like, all right, showtime. Like, even though some of y'all might not clap, whatever, showtime, watch out, I got a little bit of space, but I'm going to make my moment count. I'm going to maximize my space, and I think that's a powerful lesson, man. We look over them people sometimes. I know me, I'll be like, oh my God, it'd be annoying, but there's power in that. And so when I think about prayer, I think sometimes your prayer life should come from that conviction of like, yo, I'm just giving thanks. So one of my key tags, you go on my website, you see anything we on, it say, as long as you have breath, you have purpose. That came from the word. That's like me challenging us to look for a purpose, because we know that every day you do not feel purposeful. John Johnson, do not feel like getting up every day and going to talk to no people and inspire no people. I'll be honest.
Right there with you, trust me.
You feel me?
Yeah, right.
And it's all love. I mean that with all love to all my audience. Everybody who I've touched, knows. And so it just gets to a point where you got to give it all on the table and really say, God, okay, you made this, you gave this to me, right? I need you.
Yep.
And that's been especially real, man, as you mentioned earlier, you know, because just lately it's been like you said, you can't do it all alone, and you try to control certain things. So I've been feeling myself, man, get challenged in the business, because it's like I'm trying to find my identity in it. And so you end up kind of like, you know, doing certain things that kind of hurt your business or hurt your quality, or you looking, giving favors, and it's like, whoa, get back to prayer. Did God align this? You know what I mean? Like, hold on, like, love of money is root of all evil. Like, but it's like, okay, how do I price my product, effectively? And it's all kinds of things, but prayer helps us to center is what I'm trying to get at. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, that's something I was excited to kind of get with you too, just on a business tip, because I know you have your own experience too, man. But that has been something big, man. My barber and I, shout out Steve, man. We was talking just yesterday about taking my respect back. Taking what I gave away. I gave it away, just giving and serving others. I gave it away, and it's like, yo, protect your peace. Prayer, right? Prayer, guard your heart. Bible tells us that, guard your heart, bro. Serve and love others, honor others above yourself, but guard that heart. And so, man, I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, do too much, but I'm passionate about that one, because like, honestly, the whole convo today, bro, I love all the 4 Ps. It really centers me on where I am today, if I'm being honest, you know? So
I think that's the best part with sometimes like creating content, is that like in the flesh right now, we're talking about it. Like, I'm learning so much from you, brother. I'm gonna take away and start applying and just like kind of look at some things differently.
That's a lot.
I'm not even in the moment, so I can only imagine what the consumers that are watching this, what it's gonna do for them.
Word. I'm praying this bless y'all, man. I'm praying this bless somebody. Matter of fact, I'm going, bro, we gonna just speak it. You down? Let's speak to somebody real quick right now. You down for that? Yo, we speaking right now that somebody watching this right now is about to get healed from some type of anxiety, some type of fear, some type of depression. I'm looking right at the camera, right at you. Some type of depression, anger, anxiety, anything that you've been going through. This is Hustle with Henny. So we all the time supporting hustle, but we know that sometimes that self-reliant behavior that could drive us to the wrong, you know what I'm saying, the wrong path. So we don't want you to hustle too much. If I can, with humble humility and respect, come on my brother platform and say, like, hustle for sure, but keep that prayer, you know what I mean? Keep God first, you know what I mean? With your hustle, like. And so, yeah, man, we want to speak to you, man. We love y'all, and I'm saying it's an honor for me to be here, but we do want to free somebody, you know what I mean, who's watching, who's suffering with something, that after you watch this video, not because of me or my brother, what we said, but because Most High and what, we are all here to do. Because of that energy, you will be freed. Amen.
Absolutely. And thank you for dropping on them, because that is going to help a lot of people, for sure.
Amen, bro.
For sure.
Amen.
I want to go back to something that you said about prayer.
Yeah.
You said you fell off for a little bit.
Yes.
Did I hear that correctly? So I guess my question is, what is your advice to somebody who may be having a hard time finding God? And how do they kind of get back on the tracks with that?
That's dope. Yo, hard time finding God, man. I would say to definitely, hard time finding God. I would say to reach out to somebody who you know is a believer. It's funny how God intervenes with people like that sometimes. Reach out to somebody who maybe have been sharing things faith related. Find your local church. Right now we have access to social media, so that's why my mind went straight to find somebody. But find a local church, go classic with it, right? And find, and just try to explore, you know what I mean, and research and try to find ways to kind of get involved regarding your faith. But if you're having a hard time, I would say just try to read some scriptures, challenge yourself. Like, you will be convicted by the word without nobody. You know what I mean? Like, if you just open the word and read a couple Psalms. Right now I'm reading Matthew. And so that talks a lot about kind of like the gospel of Jesus, right? So that's a good place to start too. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Like, just read Genesis. In the beginning was the word. You know what I'm saying? The word was God. You know what I mean? Like, just see, like, just check in with that and see how it makes you feel. And then, I invite you to just explore your own relationship. It's going to be a personal relationship, and definitely look into getting saved. Once you're born again, your life changed. Look into getting saved. I would say don't play with it. That's your faith.
That's powerful.
Yeah, bro.
That's powerful, bro. Well, John, it's been great to have you, my guy.
Yo.
Before I let you leave, do you want to drop your socials, your website? Feel free to let people know where to find you and how they can connect with you.
For sure. Yeah, bro. Yo, like I said, man, it's an honor to be here. Man. Hoping for many more moments. I'm humbled. It's a blessing. Yo, tap in with me. John Johnson Speaks on everything for the most part. www.johnjohnsonspeaks.com. You can check my website out. Man, tap in, follow us, man. Get connected, because we posting a lot of different content. And we out here. We just supporting the community. I'm a servant. right? Somebody poured into me, and so I'm trying to just pay it forward. So let's get it.
Each one teach one.
Let's get it.
All right, y'all. That's it for today's episode of Hustle with Hennessy, the 4 P's of success.
Yeah.
Pressure, persistence, perseverance, and prayer. You're gonna need all 4 of them in order to reach your goals.
Amen.
I really hope you guys grabbed something today. I know I learned a lot from you. So again, bro, thank you.
Me too,
and
bro.
make sure you guys tune into the next episode.
Yeah, come on, tap in.
Let's get it.
Peace.
Let's go.